Humidity dropping. Fall is almost here. Football, Central Indiana, we're fired up, and what a game of the night we had.
Yeah, this is going to be a season full of plenty of moments. There's going to be a lot of heartbreak. There's going to be a lot of celebrating victory as teams now begin that trek towards Lucas Oil Stadium. As we mentioned, our game of the week to kick us off, a doozy. Let's go over to Lawrence North taking on Brownsburg. Manchin Sales leading the Wildcats
Everything
onto
must
the
go.
field. Brandon Sharp on the other end, calm, cool, and collected for the Bulldogs. It's Dogs versus Cats on opening night. Opening possession, Darian Prather underthrows it. Picked off by Jordan Smith near midfield. And if you're the Bulldogs, strike while the iron's hot. Oscar Fry rolls out. They're Sharp for the touchdown.
Who else?
It's 7-0, but the Cats strike back. Prather thinks left, nope, decides to keep it, reaches across the goal line, but a missed extra point has it 7-6 Bulldogs. To the second quarter, Brownsburg knocking on the door. Brady Lewis kicks it open. Bulldogs extend the lead 14-6, but the Cats staying in the fight. Zay Moore just gliding across the turf into the end zone. 27-yard score. North down by 2 after a failed extra points. But just before the half, Prather to Amari Moore. And look at this. The Wildcats are up 19-14 at halftime. Hold on, though. The second half belonging to the Bulldogs. Lulani Clark scampers up the middle for an 8-yard touchdown. And then after the Brownsburg defense gets a stop, home run time. Fry, forget whatever. Sharp's out there somewhere. And yeah, he's wide open. 48-yard strike. It's 28-19 midway through the third, and some insurance. Lewis in again, and Brownsburg begins their back-to-back state title defense with a 48-25 win on the road.
It's a matter of time with Brandon Sharp. Unbelievable.
Right.
Hey, 2 of the premier teams in our area right there. How about 2 more with aspirations for a state championship? Center Grove back in the mix. 30-year anniversary of the best conference in Indiana, taking on Warren Central at home. Grab your popcorn for this one. Packed house in Greenwood tonight. And these fans, look at that. It's football, baby. We're tied at 7 apiece as the second half begins. First play, Warriors. Ball's free! Trojans hop on it. That's how you start a half of football. Big-time momentum swing. Center Grove would take advantage. Oscar Sloan, big-time player, on the money. Roman Youngs. What a grab! Oh. Are you kidding me? Both feet down. That's good on Sundays. Trojans go on top 14-7 early in the third. Warren Central, though, not going quietly into the night. Joe Goss over to Michael Tanner. Let the junior do the rest. Little bit of what? Ice skates setting the pace all over the place. In your face. That's a gain of 45. Warriors in business. Big time play right there. Now Warren facing a 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. That's when you give it to your D1 running back. He's going into the cornfields of Iowa to play for the Hawkeyes. Keon Thomas punches it in. We're tied back up at 14 apiece. This game lived up to the billing. Warren Central takes the lead with just over a minute to play. Dang. What a win for JT Whitaker's bunch. 20-14. Warriors get it done. What a way to start the year for Warren Central.
Warren Central and JT Whitaker have now defeated Center Grove 2 times after eliminating them back in the postseason last year. Watch out for the Warriors with JT Whitaker and company. But we are not done yet. Stay tuned. More Operation Football coming your way after the break.
Operation Football, sponsored by Marian University. Operation Football, sponsored by Bell Tire.
Welcome back into Operation Football. A couple of doozies to lead off the show, but plenty more coming your way.
Oh my goodness, 6A is loaded.
Stacked.
Carmel's press box is done, and it is glorious. Can I tell you that? Let's go to the north side. A big-time battle, the Hounds and Fishers. Check out this play. Fumble, but picked up by Aiden Carpenter in stride. 40 yards the rest of the way. It's a combined touchdown, a combined no-hitter. And the Hounds, they're off and running, as they do. Later, 4th down, no problem for Jackson Treadway. Finds his man, Aiden Johnson, 8 yards to the house. Carmel picking up right where they left off a year ago. Greyhounds absolutely roll over Fishers. 47-0 It's Carmel pitches a shutout.
Let's go to Ben Davis taking on Cathedral. Giants, their first year under Brett Cooper, and they had a Giant statement here in week 1. Here come the Irish, though. Cole Hubner takes it down inside about the 15-yard line, dragging defenders. That would eventually lead to a Cathedral field goal. So they're chipping away at their deficit. But what a night for Ben Davis's Gabe Kinnett, slinging the rock. 327 yards, 4 touchdowns. Also threw 3 picks, though. That's called the Brett Favre method. Cathedral did fight back in this game after being down by a couple of scores, but at the end of it, the Brett Cooper era starts off with a win for the Giants, 33-27.
A big-time win. Love Brett Cooper. That's big time right there. Hey, let's stay out west. Plainfield playing host to Franklin Central. The Quakers, big expectations this year. Flashes with it. Caden Martson hits Andrew Jimenez. That's a nice gain right there. Couple plays later, hands it off to Ezekiel Scruggs. What's your name? Ezekiel.
What's your name?
10-yard touchdown. Franklin Central out in front. How about the flashes? Hey, Plainfield's turn. Bryce Sabance is going to find Devin D'Amato for a nice little gain across the middle. Quakers, hey, in business, looking to do something here. Later, Sabance, he can run too. Looking, getting the snap, looking, tucking, scrambling, bursting, making his way all the way down to the 1, takes a beating for it. Plainfield would go on to punch it in, but it is Franklin Central who goes on the road. Makes a statement, 31-7, your final in favor of the Flashes.
And a wild back and forth between Pendleton Heights and Lebanon. Look at Jake Linton throwing a dart to Tannen Mondin. 35-yard touchdown to knot things up in the second half. But here come the Arabians. Brant Gray back to the end zone of the big man. Sam Barrett hauls it in to put Pendleton Heights back on top. But ensuing kickoff, we love these. Tannen Mondin. Everyone just watch and enjoy. I'll go by you guys. I'll squirt through here across midfield. Makes another man miss. I'm going to go down the sideline here. He's got a convoy in front of him, and he's got reservations for 6. 90 yards to the house, a barn burner that went back and forth to overtime, where the Arabians would convert a 2-point conversion to win it 43-42.
This is just week 1, folks.
Lot left.
Hey, let's shift back up to Class 6A. Decatur Central playing host to the Avon Orioles. Kyle Enright always has his guys fired up. Zeke Hester drops back, little wheel route. Jonathan Rolling Jr. rolling his way to a gain of 35. Unfortunately, that drive ended in a missed field goal. Won't you fly high, free birdie? Hey, I was looking to work that in. Speaking of birds, Orioles turn. Declan Hines rolls out, finds Colin Stewart, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Gain of 27. Avon in business. Couple plays later, Hines finds Kyron Reese, 20 yards, house, fired up, says hello to the camera. Little jump right there. Avon pumped up. Orioles go on the road. A lot of teams going on the road making a statement. 31-6 your final. Big time win.
Back-to-back state champion New Pal opening against Wheaton St. Francis. They're out of Illinois. But the Spartans trying to spoil the home opener. Tobias Caldwell
Jr.
on his horse. No one's going to get him. And this puts Wheaton up 17-7. So, ensuing kickoff. Ryder Gardner says, you know what? I'm going to bring it a little closer. Finds daylight. Night. Another 90-yard house call. We had 2 of them. Two of them in week 1 here in the same show. New Pal within striking distance would score 21 unanswered and go on to win 28-17. They've now won 29 straight.
All right, hey, let's head up to Fort Wayne. Rematch of last year's state game. Roncalli goes up to play Fort Wayne Dwenger. A defensive slugfest between these two teams, and you're going to see a lot of defensive highlights right here. Spoiler, it went into overtime at 0-0. It went into triple overtime where Roncalli unfortunately falls to Fort Wayne Dwenger 15-14. They've had 3 matchups in 2 years, all decided by like 6 points.
My goodness.
Unbelievable.
And rounding it out, back up in Fort Wayne still. We're going to stay there. Homestead hosting Westfield. Homestead finding themselves down big early. Mason Weaver makes the grab on the run and turns on the burners. A massive run for Weaver. as he takes it all the way back for the touchdown, correct?
Touchdown.
Yes, and he finally gets his team on the board to cut the deficit down, and the Spartans keep momentum going, punch it in from the 1 to make it a 2-possession game, but Westfield not taking their foot off the gas.
No.
Cooper Melvin calling his own number, takes
yeah.
it in for the tutty as Homestead falls big tonight. Westfield comes out on top 49-21.
Big time wins for our teams here in Central
Yes, sir.
Indiana. What a night. A lot of points on the board.
Lots of points and lots of good plays. We actually have your play of the night after the break. Stay tuned.
Operation Football, sponsored by Leo Chevrolet.
Can't ask for a better week 1 of Operation Football. Points galore, big time matchups, big time wins, statements made, and what a play of the night.
Yeah, big time play. You already saw it at the top of the show. We're going to go back to Lebanon, where Tannen Mondin is settling in at his own 10-yard line. Ensuing kickoff after the Tigers gave up a touchdown, and watch him weave and work. You go 90 yards, but you basically cover 120 yards of ground
at least
to get there. Cutting across the field, down the sideline. He gets our play of the night. Unfortunately for Lebanon, they fall in overtime, 43-42 to Pendleton Heights.
Big winner for you tonight?
Big winner. Warren Central, JT Whitaker, that team is loaded defensively.
Yeah.
Stuck their foot in the turf this evening, taking down Center Grove for a second straight.
After that fumble to start the second half,
That's right.
I thought, all right, Center Grove's game, not so fast. On the road, for me, Ben Davis. New regime, big win over Cathedral at home. 327 passing yards.
That's insane. 4 touchdowns.
That's wild.
3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Just let them drop back and let the kids sling it. That's what you want in football nowadays. You want big bruising runs and you want some shots down the field. Well, we appreciate you guys joining us this evening. Week 1, that's a wrap. In the rearview mirror. Join us next week for week 2 of Operation Football.